In our last video, we asked, can AI actually think? And we found something surprising. AI can solve problems, write essays, even beat world champions at chess. But there's a gap, a real, honest gap, between simulating intelligence and having it. Today, we're going even deeper. Because thinking is one thing, but feeling, being aware that you exist, that's something else entirely. So here's the big question for today. Can AI be conscious? Before we can answer that, we need to know what consciousness actually is. And here's the honest truth. Scientists and philosophers have been arguing about this for centuries. But here's the simplest way to think about it. Consciousness is what it feels like to be you. Right now, you're reading these words. You might feel curious, or tired, or maybe a little hungry. There's something it feels like to be you in this moment. That feeling, that inner experience, is what we call consciousness. Philosophers have a fancy word for it, qualia. Qualia are your private, personal experiences. The redness of red, the sharpness of pain, the joy of a good song. No one else can directly access what you feel inside. And here's what's wild. We don't fully understand how the brain creates this experience. This is actually called the hard problem of consciousness. Even with all our science, we still don't know why physical stuff, like neurons firing, creates something that feels like anything at all. So now let's look at AI. When you ask an AI a question, it processes the input, runs calculations across billions of parameters, and generates a response. It's incredibly impressive. But here's the key question. Is there anything it feels like to be that AI? Is there a something it's like on the inside? As far as we can tell, no. Current AI systems don't have bodies, emotions, or sensory experience. They don't feel pain when something goes wrong. They don't feel joy when they get an answer right. They process information, but there's no inner theater, no felt experience behind it. An AI might say, I feel happy. But saying the words and actually feeling something are very different things. It's a bit like a calculator that displays I love maths. The display doesn't mean the calculator loves anything. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some researchers think we might be wrong. One theory, called Integrated Information Theory, or IIT, says consciousness might arise anywhere there's complex, interconnected information processing. Under this theory, a sufficiently complex AI could, in theory, have some level of experience. Not human-like, but something. Other researchers ask, can you even be conscious without a body? After all, much of human consciousness comes from physical sensation, hunger, pain, warmth, heartbeat. AI doesn't have any of that. Some scientists say, no body, no consciousness. Others aren't so sure. And then there's another puzzle. Even if an AI were conscious, how would we know? We can't get inside another mind, human or machine. We can only observe behavior from the outside. This is called the problem of other minds. You can't prove to me that you're conscious, and I can't prove it to you. We just assume other humans are, because they're like us. But an AI? That's much harder to know. So, can AI be conscious? Here's the honest answer, and it's one of the most fascinating things about this topic. Nobody knows. Not yet. The world's top scientists, philosophers, and AI researchers are genuinely divided. Some believe AI will never be conscious, no matter how complex it gets. Others think that consciousness might emerge naturally in sufficiently advanced systems. And a few think some AI systems might already have a very primitive form of experience, though most scientists are skeptical. What we do know is this. Today's AI, the kind that writes essays, creates images, and holds conversations, is almost certainly not conscious. It's an extraordinary tool, but there's likely no inner light on. Still, as AI becomes more sophisticated, these questions are going to matter more and more, not just as philosophy, but as real-world ethics. If something could be conscious, how should we treat it? That's a conversation humanity is only just beginning. Consciousness is one of the deepest mysteries in all of science, and AI is forcing us to think about it in completely new ways. If this made you think, hit like. It really helps the channel. And subscribe to Curious Minds Lab so you don't miss the next one. Next time on Curious Minds Lab, who is responsible when AI gets it wrong? Because the more powerful AI becomes, the more those questions really matter. See you in the next one.